Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, after surviving a cult's mass suicide attempt, Cynthia has a lot of problems she has to work through, especially since the cult's leader isn't taking her living lying down, so to speak. Anyways, tonight's movie, Bad Dreams.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Triskaidekaphilia. Yes. And tonight, we are continuing on the locomotive of slasherdom with another, I guess you would say, unusual slasher, and of course the second part of the double feature, which is the movie Bad Dreams. So what is Bad Dreams about? Well, it is about a woman named Cynthia, and when she was young, she was part of a commune cult, death commune cult, because this is a horror movie and all cults and communes are basically death ones. And so, of course, the charismatic leader let everyone gather up, and they doused themselves with gasoline and lit the match and all burned to death, and she's the only one who survived. And so, of course, she's got some issues, and so she is released into the care of this hospital, the psychiatric ward of this hospital, and she is now part of a group of other patients to try to work through their trauma and become better, more functioning members of society. Of course, she is being haunted with visions of the dead cult leader, sometimes normal looking, sometimes really burnt up and nasty, and basically he wants her to join her. She was supposed to die with everyone, and of course if she doesn't join them, then I guess perhaps he'll have to settle for the other members of that psychiatric group. And so one by one, members are being, I guess, committing suicide, each more gruesomely than before. And so it's up to Cynthia to figure out how to stop this murderous entity from beyond the grave, or end it all by joining one or the other, or maybe something else is going on. Anyways, so let's get to these scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. As I said, the suicides, quote unquote suicides, get more gruesome as time progresses, and we get a really nasty bloody splatter thing happening. The ventilation system, which was really nasty. We get a nice kind of car sequence, and so yeah, I say there's quite a bit of blood. Of course, the continual deterioration of the cult leader in her visions just become more nastier and nastier as time goes on. And honestly, just there's a lot of gooey, bloody, messy stuff going on. So 3 out of 5. Shock value, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5 too. There's a bunch of jump scares involving the cult leader just popping up out of nowhere in her mind, and there are also a few things going on with the kills. And also the ending is kind of an interesting shock too. And honestly, man, I wish they had the original ending, because I really like that. In this movie, you've got or an alternate ending that wasn't released in theaters, and I really like that one. But anyways, I gotta kind of judge it on what the main film is. But man, it's still pretty good. 3 out of 5. Moving on to plot, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It is a very interesting movie. When you think of the word bad dreams, you're thinking more like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street type stuff. And honestly, like, the dreams are more like hallucinations, daydreams. I mean, yes, it's like she dreams about the stuff, the incident and things, and I guess she gets visions and dreams of the of some of the dispatching, the suicide, so to speak. But really, it's not that. It's a very interesting psychological thing about survivor guilt and mental health and also exploitation of patients. And I like the twist at the end, and also it's got the greatest reaction to the killer getting offed at the end by a police officer who's there and witnessed the thing. He's just kind of like, eh. it's like, whatever. It's over. He's dead. Yeah. Anyways, but just great. 4 out of 5. I think it's very original. And well done. And everything's set up nicely. So 4 out of 5. Moving on to acting, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. There's some pretty good performances in there. There's some less than stellar performances. Honestly, I think this is like the head psychiatry doctor was the guy in Duet, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, who was pretending to be Galdar Heel. I think it's the same guy. He looks kind of like him and sounds kind of like him. Anyways, he does a pretty good job. Overall, definitely above average. Not spectacular, not as spectacular as the acting in Visiting Hours, but still compelling. A little hammy here and there, especially, because you're playing psychiatric patients and actors tend to go a little bit more overboard than they should. Anyways, 3.5 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, and 0 out of 5. I mean, there's a scene in the locker room, and then there's a scene where a couple are getting frisky. Just nothing. 0. Zip, zilch. No fan service. Sorry, guys. This is 80s. It's later 80s, 88, but I mean, come on, guys. Work with me here. Anyways, 0 out of 5. Going on to enjoyment factor, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie. I do wish that it had a little bit more gore in it and a little bit more special fan service. That being said, I really wish they had the ending that was an extra in here, because I think that would have improved the film. But then the movie does kind of run a little long because of that. But still, I'm kind of disappointed with that. But overall, an original, unique, interesting movie that delves into some interesting subject matter. And so, very solid, 3.5 out of 5. My overall impression is a 3.5 out of 5. It is, I'd say, probably another one of those underrated movies that you don't really hear a lot of people talk about, because maybe when it was coming out, people thought, oh, they heard bad dreams. The main villain is all burnt up. They're thinking Freddy Krueger knockoff, Nightmare on Elm Street knockoff. Let's just forget about it. Let's not pay attention to it, which I think is a shame, because it's definitely different and stands alone and sets itself apart and differentiates itself from that. And so, I think that's a shame, and definitely underrated, and people should check out Bad Dreams. Overall impression, 3.5 out of 5. And that averages out to a 2.9 out of 5, which is still pretty good. Yes, you're lacking some of the bonus points, but still very solid movie. And definitely one that I like revisiting here and there. So there you have it. Bad Dreams. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Have you seen it? Also, don't forget to do all the rate, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And until next time, Internet, thank you for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And remember, Internet, to stay scary. And also, just be careful of cults. You know, like I know it's hard to figure it out, especially once you kind of get their hooks in you. But I mean, honestly, if it's sketchy commune type stuff, you know, you just gotta go and, like, you know what, you start having like this belief system, and you have to like start going. You have to live outside of your home. You can't be, you know, you're gonna start wondering if the groups that you're hanging out with are being kind of cult-like and stuff. And you know, you just have to be vigilant. Be vigilant, because my goodness, like, especially if they've got like some woman who's like going like, hey, you know what? There's this guy you gotta meet. He changed my life. He's gonna change your life. Also, I'll have sex with you if you come over and talk to this guy. It's a trap, man. It's a trap. That's a trap. Now, of course, you know, she was a kid. Her parents, you know, they got involved. You know, it's hard for her to, you know, get out. But I'm saying, you as an adult human being, if you're like around and like someone's like, hey, you know, talk to this spiritual leader and stuff like that, and they have a commune, they have a compound, yeah, just run away. Okay, anyways, getting way off that base here. Okay.